It was just past midnight, and the entire neighborhood was silent. The kind of silence that presses against your ears, making every little creak of the house sound louder than it should. Anna sat at her desk, books spread out, forcing herself to stay awake for one last chapter of her psychology textbook. Exams were only a week away. Her parents had gone to bed hours earlier, and the only sound was the ticking of the old clock in the hallway. She stretched, rubbed her tired eyes, and finally pushed her chair back. Sleep was calling. That was when the phone rang. A sharp, jarring ring that tore through the silence. It was a landline, an old, beige phone fixed to the wall in the living room. Nobody ever used it anymore. Everyone had cell phones, and the line was mostly dead except for the occasional telemarketer. But tonight, it rang. Anna froze in her doorway, staring down the hallway where the sound echoed. Her parents were upstairs. They hadn't stirred. The phone rang again. She frowned, glancing at the digital clock by her bed. 12:07 a.m. Who would call at this hour? The third ring echoed louder, sharper. Something about it felt wrong. It didn't just sound urgent. It sounded hungry. She slowly walked down the hallway, each step against the creaky wooden floor louder than the last. Her skin prickled with a chill she couldn't explain. The phone rang a fourth time. She reached the living room. The dim glow from a streetlight outside fell across the phone. It sat there, vibrating slightly with each chime. Anna hesitated. Her hand hovered just above the receiver. Then the ringing stopped. For a moment, the silence was almost comforting. She exhaled, relieved. But before she could turn away, the phone clicked. Her eyes widened. The receiver lifted ever so slightly, moving on its own. The phone had answered itself. Anna's breath caught in her throat. She stood frozen, staring at the handset pressed to its cradle as if held by invisible fingers. Then came the voice, soft, low, whispering directly into her ear, though she hadn't touched the phone. "Hello, Anna. We've been waiting." The line went dead with a hollow click. Her knees nearly gave out. She stumbled backward, knocking into the coffee table. Her first thought, her parents. Maybe it was some sick prank. Maybe her dad had installed some weird intercom system she didn't know about. She ran upstairs, heart pounding, and pushed open their bedroom door. They were both asleep. Deep, undisturbed sleep. Anna's hands trembled as she shook her mother's shoulder. "Mom, did you hear the phone?" Her mother stirred, barely opening her eyes. "The phone hasn't worked for months, sweetheart. Go back to bed." Anna froze. The words stabbed through her like ice. "The phone hasn't worked?" she whispered. Her mother was already asleep again. Anna stumbled back down the stairs, unable to stop herself from checking. She grabbed the receiver, pressed it to her ear. Nothing. No dial tone. Just silence. And then she saw it. The cord. The phone wasn't plugged in. She dropped the receiver instantly, her chest tight with panic. The silence of the house no longer felt empty. It felt watchful. She swore she heard a faint creak upstairs, like footsteps. But her parents were asleep. Anna locked herself in her room that night, wide awake, staring at her cell phone on the nightstand. Every time it buzzed with a notification, she jumped. But the landline never rang again. Not for her. Weeks later, when a repairman came to check the line at her father's request, he asked who had been using the phone at night. The record showed several outgoing calls made between midnight and 3 a.m., all to the same number. Anna asked what number it was. The repairman frowned. "It doesn't make sense," he said. "That number hasn't existed in over 20 years. To this day, Anna swears the phone answered itself that night. And she still wonders if she had picked it up first, what would she have heard? Would you have answered that call?